Is it possible for this distillery to keep turning out banger after banger after banger? Let's find out today on the Whiskey Tank. Hey guys, welcome to the Whiskey Tank. I'm Joe. Thank you for stopping by and checking out the channel. If this is your first time here, why not go ahead and do all those awesome things like subscribing to the channel as we continue on our pathway to try to hit 250 subscribers by the end of this year. It's kind of I think a lofty goal for me, considering we just started the channel a month ago, but thanks to your support, I've already hit about 124, I think was the last subscriber count that I saw this morning. So I really want to try to get those subscribers numbers up. So please help me out with that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would really appreciate if you did. So let's talk about why you're here. If you can't tell, I'm still in the Christmas mood, rocking these lovely Christmas sweaters that my wife's picked up for me through the years. Today I'm a shrunken Santa with a big beard. Give me a little while. My beard's already turning a little bit white, so it'll be there soon enough. But until then, I gotta rock this one here. We're talking about Walleye Run Malted Rye Whiskey. This is from one of my favorite distilleries currently. This is out of New Holland Brewery over in Michigan. I think that what they've put out has been phenomenal. They have a unique flavor that they're getting off from their whiskeys. So if you recall, they also make dragon's milk. So far this year, I've been able to purchase their regular small batch that they have, which is at 95 proof, and then I also picked up one of their toasted cask strengths, which the one I got was Candy Shop. And then I was able to pick up their bonded at 100 proof, and then I picked up two of their LEs. I got their honey barrel and their maple barrel finished whiskeys. Everything they put out is fantastic. They're just putting out hits. So I wanted to try this one, and as you can tell, I already got into this bottle a little bit, and it did not leave me wanting for anything more than I was getting out of the bottle. So let's talk a little bit about this whiskey. This is a pot distilled malted rye whiskey aged 7 years. It's a sweet mash. What makes that unique from a sour mash is they don't use any of the residual whiskey or mash left over from the previous distillation. They start with brewer's yeast, whatever their own proprietary yeast is, and that's how they get the fermentation going instead of using a sour mash. It's aged in an American oak. It's at 92 proof or 46% alcohol by volume. It's got an MSRP of $64.99, I believe is what I paid for this. I got it directly from New Holland. It took maybe 2 days to ship to me in West Virginia, and it's got a kind of a cool mash bill of 51% malted rye and 49% malted barley. And I'm excited to get into this. So it's a malted rye whiskey. And so I've talked about it before, but in case this is the first video you've watched with me, malting is where you add water to the grains, allow them to start turning those stored starches into sugars, and then you stop that process, you dry it out, and then you utilize that as the food for your yeast. So it's got more sugar in it than what a regular rye or barley would have, and that's what the malting process does. So you start getting some unique flavors with that because you feed the yeast different things, they're going to put off different kinds of alcohol flavors and all that good stuff. So let's get a little bit of this in the glass. I love their bottle too, and they say it's rippled from the river as the source of their water. I don't know what the name of that river is. I should have had that information for you, but since I didn't, we're just gonna call it the river close to where the distillery is over in Michigan. But I mean, it's just a cool looking bottle. All right, let's get this thing on the nose and see how it smells. Instantly you can tell that there's some kind of, it's malted in some way, and so I'm getting a lot of that malted smell from this. And by that malted smell, what I'm talking about is it's got a sweet little funk to it, right? So American single malts, which I really didn't like when I first got into them, they've changed the way I look at whiskey now, because I get some of those strawberry flavors and some figgy notes and all sorts of different flavors that I don't find in bourbons. And this malted rye kind of has some of that funk to it too. So I can definitely tell that there's something in there. There's some fruit going on in here too. I can't put my nose on it exactly what kind of fruit it is, but I'm getting some kind of a melony smell out of this. There's some baking spice in here too, which I really like, and just a strong sweetness with this. So it's an interesting nose to me, and a lot of times what I'm getting off from these New Holland Brewery distillates with Dragon's Milk and with this is there's a level of complexity that I don't find in a lot of whiskeys out there today. There's so many different layers of smells in this that this is a whiskey you can sit down with, and it's only 92 proof. So it's not like it's, you know, you're getting a lot of that cask strength stuff going on and all that action. It's just from the fact that there's something cool with that sweet mash that they're doing and those layers of flavors that they're able to get with the malting of the rye and barley in this. So you could sit down with this glass for hours and just keep exploring it and get different smells. There's also a hint of something, a dark fruit in there too. Well, like I said, I can go on forever with this. Hopefully I gave you a good picture of what this nose is. It's complex and fun. Let's get this thing on the palate and see if those that transfers over to the palate. Oh boy, does it ever. There is so much fruit in this. For a rye, it's unbelievable. It's so sweet. You get all these fun little flavors that come out. I'm getting, it might be a hint of milk chocolate in there. There's some kind of a darkness, but it's a light darkness, if that makes sense. So it's not like a strong like bitterness. I get nothing bitter out of this whatsoever. I just get all these fun, exciting little flavors. There's a little touch of baking spice in there too. It's funny, but 51% rye, you would think that there would be some spiciness with this. I didn't get that in the first sip. I'm going to go in for a second sip and see if that develops. So on the finish, there's a little spice, but just enough to make it enjoyable, just enough to prick it up a little bit. What I am getting out of this is some of those like strawberry fruits. There might be a little touch of melon in there. It's like a fruit salad almost. All these different fun, sweet flavors are coming out of this. I mean, it truly is an enjoyable whiskey. I would say if you've got a newbie into the whiskey world, this is definitely one that you would want them to try, because at that 92 proof point, it's not going to knock their socks off and make them, oh my gosh, what did I just drink? But there's packed with all these different twists and turns of flavors. You know, it's coming in there with some of those fun malted flavors, like those strawberries and those melons, and it's got a little bit of rye spice in there, but not much. But there's baking spices in there. There's a little bit of almost chocolatey tones there, with a almost like a cafe au lait type flavor might be hiding in there as well, where it's not bitter. I'm getting no bitter notes out of this, but it's some of those coffees maybe and different things like that. All in all, I'm gonna say that this whiskey for me, I'd give it a 74 is what I'll give this on a score. Now, some of you may remember, and I'll put it up here for you so you don't have to listen to me talk about it. My scoring system, 74 is a really good score. That means that's something that there's a unique flavor in this. The only thing that kind of pulls this down, where I think this would be in the 80s or maybe even the 90s, and I really wish I would have got their cask strength, is the proof point for me. As a more experienced whiskey drinker, I'd like a little bit more of that flavor to really come in, right? I want more intensity. I want more viscosity. This is a little light on the viscosity. It's got a decent mouthfeel. It's buttery, but it's just lacking from the proof being only 92, which is the same things that make it a perfect whiskey to get somebody who's kind of new into the whiskey world into drinking. That's the only thing that's kind of bringing it down for me a little bit in that score. However, if it was the cask strength, which I'm going to order the next time they make it available, I think this will be in the mid 80s to maybe even reaching that 90s. It's just so fun, such good flavors, such a unique drinking experience. I would definitely recommend picking this up. So that's what I got for you guys today on this Friday review. Walleye Run 7-year malted rye was pretty pleasurable. I'm going to enjoy finishing this glass off. And cheers from the whiskey tank.